All right, so on the back of your notes, you're going to see that we're going to actually try to factor a trinomial in two variables. So this is what it looks like. It might look a little big and scary. I promise it's not that bad. If you can factor what we've been doing, you can factor this. So let's just jump into it. Everything I'm going to say is up here in this box. So number 1 says x squared minus 4xy plus 4y squared. Now, by itself, it looks a little intimidating. But if I was to take the y's off, if I just said x squared minus 4x plus 4, I think you would know what to do. You would factor this, and hopefully you would say x minus 2 and x minus 2. Because 4 is 1 and 4 and 2 and 2, they have the same signs, plus and minus. And we know that negative 2x and negative 2x add up to negative 4x. Now, the only thing different is we actually have a y on it. So you do it the same way. Okay, you start with what you know about the x's, x, and it would still be minus 2 and minus 2. The only thing is we have to add the y on to the second term. So we're going to put a y on this one and a y on this one, because that's not just 4, that's 4y squared. And notice that gives us negative 2xy. This gives us negative 2xy, which adds to negative 4xy. X times x is x squared, and negative 2y times negative 2y is positive 4y squared. So our final answer is x minus 2y, and because these are the exact same factors, we're going to actually just add on a square, because that's the shorthand way to write it. Now you could write it out, but generally you're going to see it with the square on that since they're the same factors. Alright, so let's try number 2. Again, it looks a little scary because there's a z, but just pretend the z's aren't there. Pretend this is y squared minus 6 plus 5. So in our factors, y is going to be y times y, 1 times 1. So that's pretty easy, y times y. Because here, the sign is a plus, that means they're going to be the exact same sign, and they're both going to be negatives. So negative and negative. And then 5, only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So that makes our job really easy. We know this is going to be a 1 and this is going to be a 5. The only thing to add on is our z squared. So we're going to add a z here and a z here, and we're going to check it. So that gives us negative 1yz, notice I'm putting them in alphabetical order, minus 5yz. And that adds up to negative 6yz. Y times y is y squared. Negative 5 times positive 1z, that's going to give us 5z squared. So our final answer is y minus z times y minus 5z. Okay, so I want you to try number 3. Okay, see what you can do with it, and when you're ready, turn the video back on to check your answer. Alright, so hopefully you didn't have too much trouble with this one. Remember, you pretend the b's not there, and you factor a squared plus 2a minus 15, which is a times a plus 5 times negative 3, and then just tag on that b to that second part. And when you check it, 5ab minus 3ab gives me positive 2ab. A times a is a squared. 5b times negative 3b is negative 15b squared. So this right here is our answer. Okay, go ahead and try number 4. When you're ready, turn the video back on. Alright, so one more time, just think of this as g squared plus 4 minus 60. So there are quite a few factors of 60, 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20. There's a lot of these, 4 times 15, 5 times 12, 6 times 10. So I, again, started with the smallest, 6 and 10, because there's a lot of factors to choose from, and I tried those and they worked. So positive 10 and negative 6 would give me a positive 4, and just tag on the h to those two pieces of the term. So 10 and 6 become 10h and negative 6h. Okay, so that's our final answer. So hopefully you got that one correct. Alright, number 5. Now, this one's got more numbers in front of it, but it's done the exact same way. So we start by checking for a greatest common factor, 3x squared, 2xy, 8y squared, nothing in common. So we're going to factor this. Remember, 1 times 3 1 times 8, and 2 times 4. So the good news is the only factors we have for x are going to be 1x and a 3x. Now unfortunately, our signs are going to be different, so we can't lock those in. So I'm going to use my pencil now, and we're going to guess and check until we get our answer. So I'm going to start with 2 and 4. So we'll put 2 there and 4 there. So 6x and 4x. So 6x, and again, I'm just completely ignoring the y at this moment. I'm just trying to get a 2 in there. So 6x and 4x, well, if the signs are different, this is going to work as long as the 6 is positive and the 4 is negative. So that means the 6, this one right here has to be the positive. 2 times 3x is 6x. And this one right here, x times 4, has to be the negative. Now the only thing left to do is to tag on our y right there at the end and double check. So 6xy, negative 4xy adds up to 2xy. X times 3x is 3x squared, and negative 4y times 2y is negative 8y squared. So our final answer is x plus 2y and 3x minus 4y. So they look a little yucky, but they're no harder than the other ones we've been working on. Alright, last one, number 6. Now this one looks a little crazy. We have all kinds of numbers and letters in here. So hopefully the first thing you notice is, hey, there's a GCF here, because A, we have x cubed here, which doesn't happen at this point. So definitely going to be able to take an x. Okay, now there's no y's we can take out because only these two have y's. This one's lacking a y, so no y's can come out, but an x can come out of here, an x can come out of here, an x can come out of here. Then we can also look to see about a greatest common factor. Now 6, 10, and 56 all have a 2 in common. So 2x is going to be our GCF. That's going to leave us with 3x squared minus 5xy, make sure you take the x out, minus 28y squared. So, a little bit simpler. I want you to go ahead and finish this problem on your own. When you're ready, turn the video back on. Alright, this one probably took you a little more time and effort. There's a little bit more guessing and checking going on. So, I've got it down to 4 and 7. So 7xy negative 12xy gave me the negative 5xy. Double check the 3x times x is 3x squared. 7y times negative 4y is negative 28y squared. So just don't forget to tag on the y's. That's kind of important. So our final answer is 2x times 3x plus 7y times x minus 4y. Okay, so that is the end of this video.